Yeah, welcome to the last part, the part 4 of the Basma strategy tutorial. So the Basma strategy is very simple. Now I want you to remove your mind from the fact that we have about 1 2 3 4 5 indicators on our screen. So do not let that bother you, because it is very simple, because we are looking for just a crossover. We are looking for crossover. We need 4 crossovers. Once we have these 4 crossovers, it is simple. Now, looking at these charts, GBP USD 4 hours time frame, we need a crossover to take a sell trade. Now we can see that a crossover occur around this point. This is where a crossover occur. Now, crossover of what? The first crossover is the middle Bollinger Band, price cutting down the middle Bollinger Band, so it's crossover here. Now the second crossover is MACD. We see price change from upward direction to down using the MACD histogram, crossing below the 0 MACD line. And then the next crossover is this other MACD, the 671. Price was upward and then cut down below. So we see we're having different crossovers: crossover 1, crossover 2, crossover 3, and the last crossover is this RSI. Price has cut below the 50 line. So we have 4 crossovers, and once we have all of these crossovers, we can take the trade, a set trade. Now mind you, do not take a trade if these 4 crossovers are not, or have not occurred. You need these 4 crossovers to occur. Or better still, even if you're not using this, as an entry signal, you need all 3 crossovers to occur. So we can see you need all of these 4 crossovers. That is it. Once you have these 4 crossovers, the next thing you want to ensure is the ADX, that price. Remember, the ADX, we have the red line. Once it's above the green line, it means it's a sell trade. Once the green line is above the red line, it means it's a buy trade. So now we have crossovers here, signifying that we need to take a sell trade. The next thing we'll check out is the ADX. Is the ADX, is the red line above the green line? If yes, then we're good to go. Then lastly, we want to apply another indicator on our screen. So click on this indicator, add more indicator, and then we're going to click on parabolic SA. Now the SA remains stop and reverse. So we're going to be shooting the parabolic SA. Leave it to be default and click on done. So that is it. Now the parabolic SA is what made these green dots to appear here, or these green dots. These are the green dots. So that is because of parabolic SA. So how do we use the parabolic SA? If the parabolic SA is above price, as we can see here, then we can go for a sell position. If the parabolic SA is below price, we can go for a buy position. So we can see it as a support and a resistance. Not as support and resistance per se, but we can see it as the parabolic SA is supporting price to go up, and at this point parabolic SA is pushing price downward. We want to know that no indicator can push price. Price moves on its own, and indicator follow through. So when we see parabolic SA above, we can go for a sell trade, because we are seeing it as price is pushing price downward. And when we see it like this under price, we can go for a buy trade, because we can see it as it's pushing price upward. But at a point it will stop, as we see here. It stop at this point, and then it reverse and start turning down. That is the meaning of the parabolic SA. So once we have all 4 crossovers here. I will confirm that ADS allows to sell. We want to now check if the parabolic SA is above price, we can go for a sell trade. Now once we take a sell trade at this point, our take profits will be at this point, at the middle Bollinger Band. So the middle Bollinger Band is here. We'll set our take profit at this point. And then our stop loss would set as at the last swing high. So set our stop loss here, the last swing high. We'll put our stop loss here. So that's it. And then I'll take profit at this point. Take note your stop loss is always at the last swing high. Then you take profit at this point, your last Bollinger Band. So that is it. That is it. I want to go over to a weekly time frame and see. Okay, now this is the weekly time frame. Now you have a crossover at this point, and price cuts above the middle Bollinger Band. MACD correspond, the second MACD correspond, and then RSI correspond. Should we take a buy trade? We'll check the last one. When the green is above, so we'll take a buy trade. And our buy trade, we'll put our take profit at the top Bollinger Band, which at this point where our take profit would be. So that is it. That is it. I also want you to understand, remember the fact that when taking the ADX, for example, once all the three ADX line is below the 30 line, we want to be careful because we're experiencing consolidation. So if we're taking a trade, even if for example, let's move up to this point. Taking for example at this point, as we can see, all three lines are below the 30 line, and then we have a buy signal. Every indicators are supporting us to buy, even the public is supporting us to buy. So when you are buying at this point, knowing that we are experiencing the consolidation at this point, you want to be careful. You can close trade even before you get your take profits, because consolidated markets to me is a bad market to trade. Even if price will go your way, it will take a long time before it will finally go your way. It will take a long time because you'll be experiencing a lot of up and down movements, and then finally it may now turn up your way. So to avoid you staying the trade for too long, you may want to close trade even before you before it eats your take profits. If you are trading on 30 minutes and 1 hour time frame, or if you are trading on the consolidated markets, first you want to avoid it. But if you take a trade in the consolidated markets, you want to close the trade when you are comfortable with a certain amount of profits, even if it does not eat your take profits. Because when the market is consolidated, you always experience a up and down, up and down, up and down movements. Price not even going to hit your stop loss, and price not even going to hit your take profits. It may just be at your entry point, dangling up and down. The reason I don't like it when trading on a 1 hour time frame is because the trade may stay for a very long time, and you know when your trade stay overnight, you are charged for it. So I don't like that charging because of a consolidated market. So if you are going in for a consolidated market, close on the comfortable profits, and then look for another market to trade. So that is it. Remember, your stop loss is at the last swing high. The last swing high. That is where you place your stop loss. I just saw something. This is 1 hour time frame. 1 hour time frame. I also want to add something for you. This is all about it. This is all about the Basma strategy. Nothing more. Nothing more than this. So the beauty of it is that when price cuts above the 20 moving average, which is the Widow Bollinger Band, and you are having these confirmations, it means price must definitely go up. It must definitely go up to hit your Bollinger Band, your top Bollinger Band. That is it. So the challenge we have in Forex is people not knowing when to buy or when to sell, because sometimes when they enter a buy market, you see price start going down. Now with this, you know you have to buy at this point, and price will move up to this extent and close your trade at that point. You look for that crossover, you trade on that crossover, and then you be on profits on a regular basis. Now, why I use 1 hour time frame, 4 hours time frame to trade? It is not limited to 1 hour time frame. You can trade it on 15 minutes time frame, because what happens will also happen here. The same thing. You see, this is 15 minutes. We have a crossover, and then price hits your take profit at the middle Bollinger Band, the top Bollinger Band. As you can see, price would have hit your take profit at this extent, at this point. So it works for all time frame. I prefer trading it on a 1 hour time frame, because on the 1 hour time frame I can cash a lot of pips. Because on the 1 hour time frame we still have the middle Bollinger Band and the top Bollinger Band, and I know when all things are correct, I have all signals and all triggers and all confirmations, price will definitely use my top Bollinger Band. So instead of taking the trade on 15 minutes time frame, I go to 1 hour time frame and take the trade and cash a lot of pips. That is it. Sometimes I kinda apply a moving average. This is just off the Batman strategy, but you can see or know what I do. I had a moving average. I make it period 3 simple moving average, period 3 simple, apply it to close, and then done. Now this is it. What it does for me is it gives me the right crossover. It gives me the right crossover. What I mean by the right crossover, looking at this alone, forget about this. Looking at the Bollinger Band, you see that price has cut down below at this point. Price cut down below. So instead of thinking that this is where we should take our trade, I will not take the trade, because the 3 moving average is still above. Now we see another cut over here, price cut down below. Instead of taking this trade, I will not take this trade, because the 3 moving average is still above. Then you see the 3 moving average cuts below the middle Bollinger Band at this point, and then from here I can take I'm confident that the crossover I'm looking for has occurred, since the 3 moving average has cut down below the middle Bollinger Band. So I take my trade. But before taking your trade, confirm with other MACD, and the RSI. So that is it. So you can apply that so that you know when your crossover really occurred, and that is just it. That is it. So far the strategy has been so well profitable. As you can see at this point, we have a buy trade at this point. We have a buy trade at this point. We would have set our take profit at this point. You see price did not hit our take profit before it reversed down, but our stop loss was at this point. We'll put our stop loss at this point. So when price reversed down, it did not hit our stop loss. It then reversed up back, and then it hit our take profit at this point. So that is it. So one thing you should do is avoid closing trade prematurely. The reason for setting a stop loss is if it goes your way, it hits your stop loss and then close you out of trade. So when you take this trade, you have your stop loss and your take profit set, and then you start experiencing the downward movements. Because you may want to think that this is another crossover downward, you may want to close the trade. So do not. So if the trade if you even close on loss, allow the trade to hit your stop loss before closing you out of the trade. So the idea is allow your price to hit your take profits. Allow price to hit your take profits. The middle Bollinger Band is not too far from the top Bollinger Band. So that is it. Just wait for a crossover on any time frame. Even if you are trading on the daily time frame, the same thing occurs. So once again, thank you so much for joining us at the BSBMS strategy.